Hey everybody, this is Kevin from Fort Orange Woodworking, and I have not been this excited to do a product review in a long time because today I am reviewing my very own personal logo brand. This is something that I've wanted to add to my woodworking for some time now, and I finally found a great supplier, and I'm really happy with this brand. I can't wait to show it to you. Check this thing out. I will give you lots of information in this video about how you can buy your own brand, how it works, how much it costs, all that stuff. So check it out. Let's get to it. Okay, first things first, let's check out the brand. So mine came to me from Mojo Manufacturing. I found this place on Etsy, and I was looking for a reputable supplier, somebody that had good reviews. It was very important to me that it was a high quality material, and I also wanted it to be made in the USA because I saw lots of reviews from Etsy shops and other places that were based overseas, especially ones in China that got kind of bad reviews. They were either low quality, the image didn't come out properly, or the shipping took way too long, or customer service was difficult to deal with. I did not have any of those problems. In fact, I can't say anything but good things about Mojo Manufacturing. I spoke to Garrett. Here's the info for their business. I'm going to just jump right to it. I highly recommend them. Give them a shot. So I'll put this up again at the end. In the box, it came neatly wrapped. Here's the brand itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at that right away. And I opted for, there's lots of different sizes. You can choose any size you want. I worked with Garrett in picking out a size that worked for me and the types of projects that I typically do. And here's how the brand came to me. I'm going to show it here now, but I'm also going to do, I'll show you some close-up pictures. There we go. It's a reverse image, obviously, because I'm going to be burning this into wood. You can also burn this into leather or other materials. If you're not sure if this will work for your purposes, ask Garrett and he'd be happy to tell you if it will work or not. It's made from solid brass. Mine came with rounded corners, which was one of my options. I've got the I don't know what it's called, but the not the embossed, but the opposite of that. So I've got the raised profile so that the raised portion is what's going to burn into the wood. It's got some really good weight to it. It looks really cool. It looks like it's really made very well. And it's got a screw-on option here. You can purchase a bunch of extras with it. You can purchase a wand. You can purchase a burning tool. Lots of different options for whatever you want to do with your final product. So I'm going to put this down for a second. Also comes with a wire brush so that you can clean it, which is nice, and some information about how to use your brand and some information about Mojo Manufacturing themselves. It gives you some instructions on how to heat it, whether you use the heating iron or manual heating. Comes with a couple QR codes on how you can watch some videos on how to use it. So let's go ahead. Here's a couple close-ups of the brand itself. And while you look at those, I'm going to get set up for the use of our brand. Let's do it. When you go to select your options for your branding iron, you'll see that one of them is you can include its own heating iron. I did not opt for that feature because I have a couple of wood burning irons that I thought would do the trick. And what I did was I just rigged one up to fit the opening for the iron for my brass piece, and I would just heat it up. Now this is a Weller cheap 25-watt branding iron, so I've been waiting about 10 minutes for this thing to get hot, and it's hot, but it's not burning even a thin piece of pine. So rather than try to wait another half hour for this, I think eventually it'll heat up. These things don't get, well, I should take that back. These do get very hot. These things do get very hot. But this is a big chunk of brass, so it's going to take a while for it to heat up. So rather than wait a long time, I was going to go with my backup plan, which was going to be, this was my original plan in the first place. I was just going to torch this thing old school. I'm going to use this as my, my platform, my holder. And I'm just going to go about it that way. Whoop, I hit my light. I meant to unplug my branding iron. So I'm going to unplug that, and I'm just going to go the old-fashioned way and just heat this bad boy up. Let's see what happens. And my first test is going to be on just a piece of simple pine. Been heating this up for about 20 seconds or so. I don't know if that's enough. Let's check it out. Not even close. So I lost my audio file from this clip. However, I'm just going to walk you through what happened in this stage of the process. So heating my my brand with the butane torch just wasn't cutting it. It wasn't heating up quickly enough. So what I did is I used a recommendation from the pamphlet, the manufacturer, Mojo Manufacturing. They give you a QR code that you can watch some how-to videos. So I went ahead and I watched that video, and they recommend using a standard propane torch. And you can see to my right there, I've got a regular old propane cylinder with a burning attachment connected to it, and that is going to be the next way that I heat this up. So it's going to give me a lot more heat compared to that butane torch that I was trying to use before, and it's going to give me a much faster buildup on heating that brass. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to take my first stab at pressing this into some test wood here, and I'm testing this out on a piece of soft pine, pressing down firmly with that brand. And when I pick it up, you can see that it is just not quite hot enough. So I go back to the propane torch as they recommend, and just give that another 30 to 45 seconds. Press down firmly again. And when I release, you'll see that that comes out much darker. That's pretty cool. That is a nice dark burn. There isn't a lot of overburn, and what I mean by that is there's not a lot of heat transfer to any other part that's not on the raised portion of your brand. So it's a nice crisp image. And then what I'm going to do after that is I'm just going to touch it up with my butane torch, get it nice and hot again. And you can actually see the color change on your brass as you're heating this up. You'll see that it's getting hotter. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat this up to use on a piece of Northeastern soft maple. And you're going to see when I release this one that it is a really clean brand right there. Comes out much nicer than that soft pine. It looks like you painted that on there. It looks great. Really happy with how that turned out. Okay, so give you a little better look here. This was my first attempt. Not quite hot enough. This was just an extra 45 seconds ago, or a little longer, 45 seconds more. And that turned out pretty good, pretty sharp. This lettering down here is really teeny tiny, and I thought that that might be a concern, but man, that is pretty sharp for being burned into wood in such a tiny font. I mean, you can see my thumbnail in comparison to the size of that Albany, New York. Now this one I really like. So this is the maple that we burned, a much harder wood, and that is a really crisp and sharp logo right there. I'm really happy with that, with how that turned out. Okay, so there you have it. I know that a lot of woodworkers out there are looking for a custom brand for their shop logo. A lot of these places, including Mojo Manufacturing, can help you with your logo. So if you don't have your own logo designed already, they will help you put one together to put a stamp on your woodworking, literally. Again, this one came from Mojo Manufacturing. They are on Etsy. I talked to Garrett, sent him a message, told him what I was looking for. He got back to me almost immediately. We worked out a couple of details. I thought I was being a little bit of a pain asking this question and that question, but I just want to make sure that I got it right. Ultimately, we totally got it right. This one is about a 1.5 inch rectangle, but you can do just about any shape that you need with your design. And here's the best part. A lot of these brands online that you will find, even the foreign ones overseas, might cost you somewhere around $100 to $200. I've seen them going up that high, even higher. This one was only $75.
I'll make that deal. How about you, Udovich? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
$75 for that piece of brass. Came out beautiful. I am so happy with this purchase. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So if you want to go ahead and put a brand on your work, then go ahead and check out Mojo Manufacturing on Etsy. I am happy to do this review for them. They didn't ask me to. This is just something I wanted to do to show you all. But please remember to like and subscribe the video. Go visit Mojo Manufacturing. Do something cool for your woodworking. And I will see you next time in the shop. Take care, everyone.